Hello and welcome to Patch. I'm your host Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm great.
Good to hear.
We're
I like
so
that energy.
close. We're so close to going outside again.
Yeah, today's
Seeing
news that
people.
we're going to be allowed out of, well, not that we were necessarily struggling too much being in regional anyway, but yeah, things continue to ease up a little bit here in our home state of Victoria with COVID restrictions and the like, and Melbourne people can actually start travelling, except out to regional. Don't come out here, you bastards.
Stay out.
Stay out for another few weeks.
You,
Then we'll let
you
then we'll let
stay
back
in there.
Yeah. Keep them hemmed. Like let's bring out the Ring of Steel. Let's keep them out, unless it's for one of 20 reasons that the government's got going. You're a student. You're a approved worker. Who cares? They've got a lot of reasons. It's impossible to enforce. So we'll see you around here soon, people from the city. We give up already. Today we're going to cover two topics, which I think we've only done something like this once. I think we kind of had like a mini episode, or episode maybe a year and a half ago in the BDD days, so before Damo's disappearance days.
We got an acronym now.
Yeah. That was a pretty horrible one. I'm sure we can come up with something better. But
we need to have like a like people say, how many days since last workplace accidents?
We should start a Twitter account.
How many days?
Just keeps count. Yeah.
So, just like that. Did we go into a sports sort of thing here? There is another Twitter account.
One of my favourite ones. The days since the Bombers have won a final.
Yeah, and it keeps telling you how many days it's been.
I love that account because I'm not supporting that team.
We better do that. But since he's not watching, let's just not tell him.
Yeah, we'll just start one of those accounts. It'll be tweeting out rapidly, and then the day he comes back is the day we'll tell him about it.
Days, yeah. So we could say after 200 and something days or whatever. Yeah. Like, how do you know that? We just made a Twitter account.
We made a Twitter account. We count back. We count forward to this date, and then it's been automated ever since. We'll get a bot to run it. We are doing two topics though. We're kind of talking about two very Nintendo-centered things. The first relates to the Nintendo Switch Online, and we did an episode with Jamie recently where we were talking about games that were going to come to the Nintendo Switch Online. We were predicting Game Boy. Turned out it was Nintendo 64. But they've upped their prices for the Nintendo Switch Online since kind of revealing that the other week. And there's a lot of unhappy people about it, so we'll talk about that. And then the other one involves Metroid Dread, where a few people are pretty unhappy, or not an insignificant number of people, sorry, are pretty unhappy about how developers who've worked on the game have been treated based on the amount of time that they've worked on the title. But we'll start with the Nintendo Switch Online. They kind of stealthed it into the recent Animal Crossing Direct, where they showcased a whole bunch of stuff that was going to be coming to Animal Crossing. They spoke about how this Animal Crossing DLC, if you want it, will be freely kind of added into the Nintendo Switch Online service. So if you do upgrade, I think they called it the expansion pack, if I remember, leaning into kind of the expansion pack from the 64. You'll get this Animal Crossing DLC as well. You'll get the Sega Genesis, you'll get the 64, all the things they spoke about before, games, blah, blah, blah. But they announced a price rise. And what do you think about that new number that we're looking at?
I kind of expected it to be around that number. I thought if it's like $50 a year, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
because out of the 64 games, there's 9 that are getting launched at when it gets launched, which is somewhere in about the next week or two.
Yeah, it's pretty soon. I can't remember what the date was, but yeah, you're right, it is pretty soon.
Out of the 9 games, I want to play 8 of them. Unlike with the Super Nintendo, where we're there going, this is a rubbish game. They're
continuing to deliver us shit.
This is a rubbish game. Oh, Donkey Kong. Then another rubbish game. Oh, Donkey Kong Country 2. Then another rubbish game. Oh, Donkey Kong Country 3.
Look, I'll shout them out because they at least deliver those at the right clip that I was able to keep the playthrough series going. But yeah, you're right. It's been pretty rubbish.
Yes, and they can play yes, it is 9 games, but there's going to be more games, and there's a lot of good games out there on the 64.
Well, they're talking about Banjo will be coming down the line, which is a big deal because that's a Microsoft IP these days. Now there might be a yeah, okay, you guys were the home for it, we'll let you have it for free, but there could be a licensing cost associated potentially as well. So, that costs Nintendo. They'll forward that onto us.
Plus, there's Majora's Mask is going to come as well. Mario
Paper
Golf.
Mario. Yeah,
Paper Mario, yeah.
there's some good shit that's coming down the line because the 64
That's
had an awesome catalog.
Yeah, it had a very good catalog.
And
Mainly
there's the
rare,
Genesis
but-
as well, and I'm sure that's got some cool things, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, what do you think
Yeah.
about the fact that? So I can't remember what our original price was. Do you remember what the original number was?
Hey, it was 30 a year.
Yeah, okay. So it's
know
going up
what-
$30. It's going to 60.
It's doubling.
Yeah, and that's just for a 12-month membership. But if you get the family membership, which is the one unique thing that Nintendo's doing compared to what both PlayStation and Xbox are doing, it's $110, but that allows 8 people, or you and then 7 others, to all associate with that one account. And you don't have to be in the same household. You don't have to be connected to the same Wi-Fi. There's no checking in and those sort of things. You just need to be attached to this list and that account. As long as that's the case, you'll reap the benefits. So
It's like $15 a year then, roughly.
if you divide it out,
people.
it's a pretty reasonable sort of price. So I can't quite get my head around it. Why are so many people upset?
I think because they just thought, oh, we're getting something for free. And then they said, oh, you can have this, and then you can have this. For an extra $30, I'm looking at it going, yeah, cool. I'm not bothered by it.
Yeah,
Because I did some maths earlier, right? They're complaining, right? They're complaining. They're going, oh, but it's an extra $30 a year. Well, if you really want to go out of your way, you can go online, go buy the cartridges yourself, go pay for all 9 of those games, plus you'll need a Nintendo 64 to play it all, because most likely you don't have one, or you
and
sold it.
they're not cheap.
They're not cheap. It's going to come to around, well, I just decided to go with like the cheapest ones because people complained about money, saying, oh, it's too much.
Yeah, what
It's going to be around $600.
Ooh.
Or if you really want to think about that, that's 10 years worth of Nintendo Switch Online.
And that's just like the base, just a single thing, let alone
That's just all the cheap basic stuff.
yeah.
There's no guarantee if the game will work or not. Going with the old
there's that too,
loaded
yeah.
cartridge, or if your controller's any good or any of that stuff. But oh no, it's $60 a year.
And the thing about it is, if you can find yourself in with a group of people, even if it's 2 people, that's still like
$30.
it's still cheaper than like it's we're talking
Yeah.
about $60 a year. It drops to 55. You can find a third person, just keep dividing this thing out every single time. Like, it's a really reasonable price. And if you are fortunate enough to have like a group of 8 people that you can all bundle in with. I ran the numbers and you said, yeah, it's like $15. It's $13.75 per person for the year. It's a little more than $1 a month.
That's like one Big Mac meal.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One trip through the Macca's drive-through, because we can't go there face to face right now, COVID.
And you don't complain about that, people, but oh no.
No, I mean, all these same people, and we can use this perfectly at the moment. It's not so much the Big Mac, but they're going in and smashing bulk Happy Meals at the moment to get their Pokemon cards. But I won't lie, I'm one of them. But they're not prepared to stump up a little bit extra. Now, I understand at face value, you go, I was paying $30 before, you're asking me to pay an extra $30 to get Nintendo 64 games. Or, Genesis games, but, the main attraction is the 64. I get it when you look at it optically like that, and it's reasonable that the questions get asked. But you would like to hope that Nintendo's taking that money and they're actually going to commit it to kind of straightening up some of their infrastructure a little bit, whether it's just the online stability that's kind of plagued the likes of Smash over the years, or reworking the system a little bit, or allows them to take break out their wallet and maybe invest more in the titles themselves, so they can maybe commit more resources to, okay, let's get these games working, because they do a great job, and they highlighted it with the games that they were showing off anyway, that Mario Kart, there'll be online racing, there'll be like any of these things where there was kind of multiplayer, you can play them online just like you can with the Super Nintendo stuff, which is crazy. These games that you could never play that way before are all getting this functionality. There's a cost associated with that. But if they're doubling your price or whatever it is, and obviously it varies from region to region, like, hopefully they take that money and they go, well, let's pump it into GoldenEye, let's pump it into this and that. And like, obviously, again, some of them might have licensing costs, but others it's just so that we can get these things working and add these cool features in that will cost money. Cost some servers in terms of actually, for the players to actually play, and then the cost to rework and develop. So I'm fine with it. People need to harden up.
I think people just don't like change and just they see that and go, if you're at the end of the year going, oh, I should have spent that $60, I think there's something wrong.
Yeah, you've got bigger questions to be asking yourself.
I say you'd be there buying a $200 jacket, no complaints whatever, wear it once, never again. But you complain about $60 a year for an online,
and it's still cheaper than PlayStation and Xbox.
Still cheap.
I mean, admittedly, we don't get free games every month in the same sort of capacity. We're not getting brand new releases or any of that sort of stuff. Like, I get it, but stop whinging. Fuck.
I know, but you have a look at your PlayStation Plus, whatever. You get 2 free games a month, and they haven't been great at the moment.
Look, there's been some pretty awesome months recently, but yeah, the last probably 2 have been a bit quieter.
So they've been very up and down.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to run out of first-party games.
And if you want to go down the Xbox games with Gold Path, they haven't put out a good game on that service in months.
That's why they
all that money's going to Game Pass. Yeah. And again, like, if you are an Animal Crossing fan, you also have the benefit of getting the DLC, which, if you're getting it standalone, if you want to just go out and buy it, it costs you $37.50. So...
But just Animal Crossing?
If you just... No, the DLC specifically. Yeah, just that DLC for Animal Crossing. But you get it for free. As a part of the expansion pack. So, again, like, you've already... If you just want to look at it purely dollars and cents, you're already up an extra $7.50. And I know it's a small amount, but then there's all the games that they're providing you on top of it afterwards, and the fact that it's going to be a continually growing service and all that sort of thing. You're instantly up just from Animal Crossing's Happy Home Paradise DLC being bundled inside of it. So,
yes, we go down some weird territory here. Like a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about political stuff. Then we're talking about business stuff.
Yeah, finances. We're looking at bottom lines.
Now we're talking about finances.
We're a hard-hitting topic here. The show here. We don't miss any of the big topics.
See, this is what happens when Damo's not here.
We get too serious.
So this is Koshi's job, not ours.
On that note,
I wonder what Koshi's thoughts are on this.
He's still sulking about the prelim final result, which so am I for the other prelim final. But let's move on.
What a shame.
Because at least we win finals.
All
right. The other half of our conversation today relates to, as I mentioned before, Metroid Dread. It came out a couple of weeks ago. I'll get the plugs out of the way. I reviewed it. I loved it. Thank you to Nintendo, who provided me a copy of the game. They provided me an OLED model Switch. I'm a massive shill. All of that aside, no, ignore that. The game is awesome. Had a great time with it. There's a very, very good future ahead for the 2D Metroid games. On top of the fact that we've still got Metroid Prime 4 somewhere in development as well. The controversy. Yeah, and yes, exactly. I think at this point the news is out there. I certainly shared it the moment I was able to on the Player 2 website, that I was allowed to. That at the very end of the credits, it looks like they've teased a remake of Zero Mission, which itself was a remake of the original Metroid. But things are looking good for all things Metroid at the moment, so get around it. Outside of the fact that MercurySteam, the developer of Metroid Dread, and Samus Returns, the 3DS title, the remake of Metroid 2 from the Game Boy, which came out 2017 or something like that. It's been revealed in the news this week that when it comes to credits, and we know how long game credits can be and all those sort of things, well, I guess MercurySteam doesn't like them either, but their tactic is a little bit dodgy in the sense that they've just decided that unless you've worked for at least a quarter of the time, so 25% of the duration of the project, you don't get added into the credits. You don't get recognised for the work you've done. So naturally, I tweeted out today saying that I worked for 24 on the team for 24% of the project. I designed Samus, I designed the Emmy, I designed the key villain, who I won't spoil, and everything else around it. But I only worked 24% of the time. It's just a shame. God, prove me wrong.
Ripley or Ridley? Ripley, the metal bird.
Can I say that there's no Ridley in the game?
Really?
No Ridley. Well, unless it's some secret thing that I've not yet found yet. Sorry, the core mission. No Ridley.
Oh wow!
Shocked me.
I'm shocked. That's going against all Nintendo.
I know you can't do that. He's even in Smash these days. You got to do it.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, no Ridley. But it's really upset a lot of people, especially those in the development scene. I've spoken to a couple on the development side just in the days since then, and they don't like it. I think it's fairly easy to see why. But what do you think? What do you think about the whole matter?
Well, have they ever heard of a skip button, or you use your little joystick to speed up the credits? Have they never heard of that at all?
Oh, look, they haven't said that their rationale is just so that they keep the credits short.
Well,
I doubt that's what it is, but
I played
I
Dead
can't
Space.
understand what logic it is.
Hey, I finished Dead Space the other day, and I found out you can speed up the credits by pushing your joystick up,
Oh, really?
or slow it down by pressing down. I thought, oh, that's great. You can just do it at your own pace.
Yeah, I mean,
If you just
if we're being real, putting just purely like, yes, I have dev diary and I talk to developers and I've got friends in the space and whatnot, but the majority of us, including myself, when the credits roll at the end of the game, we want to speed them up or we want to skip them if we can, and that's not because we don't value the work that's been done, but we don't know any of these people. Like, it's just a long list of names that mean nothing to us, or the majority of us anyway. The credits are there for the most part to ignore, so that if you then go and play the game that you made, you can. If you you can scroll through and you find your name, and we see these screenshots every now and then when a game comes out, and they're like, "Look, there's my name," and someone's taken a screenshot of the game, they've put a circle around it, like, "That's me, I did that," and that's awesome. But apparently, a whole bunch of people at Mercury Steam won't be able to do that with Metroid. They can't when they're applying for jobs say that they worked on the game. It's all shitty. So yeah.
it's not cool. It kind of sucks. Like, you might do like the coolest looking thing in the game, but that was like you only worked on it for like 12% of the time.
Yeah.
And you don't get credit for that, even though it's like the coolest looking thing in the game.
Exactly. Which is why I make that sort of flippant joke before about, I worked on 24%, and I designed Samus, and I designed the Emmy, and all the key things. And I'm sure there's someone out there that designed something really, really integral to the whole project. Multiple people, I'm sure, that designed something super integral to the whole project. But they worked for less. Let's just say it was a 4-year project for the sake of this, which would be about right, 2017 through to 2021. They worked for less than a year. So that whole thing. Nah, sorry, mate. We don't recognise you as having done that. And again, you might go for a job and try and say this, but it doesn't marry up. Now, people know about the news, so they're probably inclined to believe you if you say, no, MercurySteam didn't acknowledge me. But still, it's a dog act.
It is. Do they get a piece of paper saying they did work on it? Or no, it's just, nah, you didn't work on it. Sorry. Who are you?
Yeah.
I think that's uncool.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, as I say,
there you go.
This is just how the whole 25% thing. Do actually technically have a movie credit on a movie. It's not a really big one, but
don't say Everybody Dies that our good friend Andrew Katzis made all those years ago. Were you a part of that as well?
I died first in every one. I do remember that. No, it's not one of his. The man that was with Bill Nye in an episode once.
Yeah, that's right. He was in an episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Talking about birds, but it was about
shout out to Katzis.
Yeah, it was about a 90-minute film or whatever. I worked on it a grand total of 6 seconds. That was my entire work for the entire movie. 6 seconds, and I got credit for that. I got credit for that. I looked at it, watched the credits, because I knew it was there. My name was there, and I just laughed. I thought, that's my name.
But you take it,
I'll take it.
Whether it's a funny thing in that context or whether it's a serious thing, you should be recognised for the work you've done, no matter how big or small.
I just laughed. I thought I did 6 seconds on that. There's my name, and I just thought that was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, and I mean, in the game context, if you're a developer or you're just a consumer and you want to see the credits, more and more games are just making the credits an option for you from the main menu anyway. So you can do it without getting to the end. You don't have to go through all the labours. If people want to see that stuff, they should be able to see that stuff. And if you did some work, just recognise it. I don't understand how it's so hard, unless you're just purely incapable of keeping track of who your staff were from this period to this period. Well, then if that's the case, you've got bigger issues.
Yeah, if you just can't remember people's names because, it's that guy.
Sorry, it was too long ago. I've forgotten their name now.
I
didn't put that in the computer anywhere. We don't have it on our payroll from 3 years ago when we paid them every week or fortnight or month or whatever their payment model is. It's stupid. And I wonder if, like, because Nintendo's kind of as much as it's not their fault, Nintendo's copped a bit of the heat for it this week. I wonder if Nintendo's not getting in their ears and go, hey, patch this. Like, put a patch in for your credits. Put every single person in there that did this.
I was like, fix it, or we take your name off the game.
yeah.
You get no credit whatsoever. None.
I'm just taking a quick squiz now to even see if I can see if their name's on there, but I'm not seeing.
When you play the game, does it come up with like their name?
Yeah, look, it'll probably be on the splash screen as you open up, because it's not on the case anywhere. But this is also this is also not the stock standard, because I got the collector's edition. You'll notice it doesn't have the rating or any of those sort of things on it. This was, I think,
on the big box.
This is on the standard. Yeah, it might be on the big box, which still here.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
It's still on the floor. It's not on the big box either.
Oh, so Nintendo knew something was up then, if that's the case. Ooh.
But their name's all over it, so they're copping the heat. It's not on the steelbook either. They obviously don't have books or manuals these days, so... but maybe just the stock standard retail one. But again, because this is like a generic one that's just been, I think, like all the special editions, just take this one version of the same box. It doesn't matter, and the games are region free, so just go for it. Maybe that's what's going on there. I could be wrong, but
I'll know next week when I go to my local EB, because I can walk in there.
Yes, exciting times.
Then I can check for myself.
I'm looking forward to it. I've got a whole bunch of Switches to trade in, make some money back.
So I'm not entirely sure if I'll know how to talk to people.
Yeah. Well, look, I teach, and they've been back at school for a few weeks,
so
I've got my head around that.
I'll just go to the store and go, right, who do I speak to about this game
thing?
Can I help you? Like, who are you? Oh yes, my card. Where is my card? I have to blow the dust off it. That's what I've got to do.
I got one of those fancy EB level 5 cards.
Oh, you one of those people now.
Yeah, I've spent way too much. I've got lots of carrots.
Spent way too many carrots. It's all those pre-owned games.
I have never bought a pre-owned game from EB. Oh no, actually I won't.
Really?
I'll take that back. I've probably bought something pre-owned somewhere along. But like, if I have, it's less than like 1 or 2% of my total games, and I don't trade stuff in unless I've realised I've made a horrible mistake.
Unless it's a Nintendo Switches.
Yeah, I'm going to trade in the consoles, but that's because I've got better consoles here now. Again, sorry, thank you Nintendo. That's
not your one, Nintendo. It's the other one.
Not your one. No, I'm keeping
years ago.
I'm keeping the ones you've sent me, Nintendo. But my old ones that are apparently not fit for reviewing, they're going to God.
An unfit Switch.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Fat
it comes
shit.
to this day. Sorry, your Switch isn't up to standards anymore.
Even though it's still got the same hardware. Yeah, go figure. It's the battery life. But anyway, any other thoughts on the whole matter at all? Do you want to claim credit for anything on Metroid Dread?
Yeah, sure. I put in the start button.
Oh, nice. Very important one. You can't get any further if you don't know how to press start.
You're in trouble if you can't get that far. You're like, oh, what do I do? You need people. People need guidance these days.
Yeah. You need to hold their hand the whole way. They've got no idea.
You can't just press any key, because they'll just try and find the any key.
Where's the any key? Oh,
has
shit.
Tisk.
Ask, Catarl, and pick up.
It's
when
anyone says like, oh, what key do I use? I always say, just press the any key.
Press any key. And you hope that there's some dumb sucker out there that tries to find it.
Like, where is it? It's like something like smells like up dog.
We're not going there. I know I'm not going to fall for that shit. Well, we're going to wrap things up there then. That is a conversation about both the Nintendo Switch Online and its new prices, as well as the credit for MercurySteam staff on Metroid Dread.
Yes, let's just leave Nintendo out of it.
Yeah. Let us know all your thoughts in the comments, like on the YouTube channel, whether it's social media, take your pick. Hit us up on any of those platforms and let us know what you think about either of those two topics. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, Player 2 Plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Matto, I think you're coming back with some Player 2 Plays related content nice and soon.
It is very, very soon.
So keep your eyes out for that.
I'm in the process of playing it now. I forgot how long the levels were. I thought, oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, that won't be that long. Then I was there, what, hour and a half later on one.
Yeah, there's going to be some long episodes of that. It's going to be
It's like,
exciting.
oh my god.
It
But
shouldn't be out of the realms for people to work out what game we might be talking about considering his history, but we'll leave that for you to work out.
did we say the game? Or no?
You can if you want.
No, we didn't say the game. No, we'll just wait.
Yeah. It's just they're long episodes. It's
and it involves guns.
involves
Which is pretty
guns,
much,
and
which is pretty much all my games that I've played so far.
you've done a full playthrough of a game that's very similar to this in the past.
Oh yeah, Max Payne.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that anyway.
LA Crash Bandicoot. Oh, that's a big action
Crash
game, that
one, lots of guns.
Ooh.
Visit the website player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patch, to the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. I'm going to shout out Dev Diary this week. I've got a very big guest. For anyone who loves PlayStation, it's not Corey Barlock. We're getting there.
Oh.
We're getting there. For anyone who loves PlayStation, though, especially kind of modern PlayStation, kind of PS4 or PS3, PS4 era PlayStation on, and the first party stuff, this person is unbelievably important to the direction that they've gone. So
Jim Ryan. Did you get Jim Ryan?
If Jim Ryan was in a call with me, it'd last about 5 seconds.
It's like, welcome to Dev Diary. Here's my guest, Jim Ryan. Well, that's it for
thanks
Dev Diary.
Thanks all for watching. Thanks all for listening. Yeah, fuck off, Jim. So yeah, go check that out. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers early access, higher tiers monthly episode exclusives, and finally there's Twitter. Matto?
Matto_Phil, and we'll try and get up that how long since Damo's.
Oh yeah, we'll see if we can create an account. Are you on that, or is this something I'm doing?
We'll
work together.
We'll work on it together. We'll figure it out.
It might take us a while to get this thing sorted because we're going to be canning back a fair while. Paul James games for me.
No, we'll figure it out with these because we got our little group thing with our Discord, and the last call.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, with Damo, that's a good point.
We can go there.
Player2au for the website, and until next week, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you later.